What's going on, guys, and welcome back to all the Mods 9 series. And there's quite a few changes and upgrades that I've sort of done here and there. So last episode we was working on getting the lithium bees at our base. Now what I ended up doing is because obviously these run on a night cycle, and the day-night cycle is like 50-50 split in the overworld. I ended up doing an entire new setup over in the end, and then I expanded our sort of bee section, so we've got a whole bunch of these. But then after doing this, I started watching a few videos on the next steps of the Mekanism reactor sort of setup, and I completely forgot that Mekanism have their own way of doing the lithium. So I went ahead and basically it's using these thermal evaporation tanks. So you pump water into one, the first one turns the water into brine. If we go over to here, so this will then make brine. The brine's then getting pumped from here into this thermal evaporator, and it's turning the brine into, I think it's liquid lithium, and then the liquid lithium is then getting condensed into normal lithium gas, which is then getting pumped into these solar neutron activators, which is then turning the lithium into the tritium. And we're sort of stockpiling massive amounts, and then it's going into this quantum entangler pile, which is then being sent back over to our ship. It annoyed me because I spent around about 6 hours doing that setup over in the end for the bees to get lithium, before I realised that yes, I was doing it completely backwards. So what we have got set up at the back now is, go on over to here. So we've got our setup bringing the heavy water into the electrolytic separator, and they're separating it into the deuterium and oxygen, and we're stockpiling that. We have then combined that in a chemical infuser with the tritium that is coming in from the quantum entangler, and that makes the DT fuel. The DT fuel, we can pump this directly in to the, I think, is it the fission reactor? Or is it a fusion reactor? I think it's a fission reactor. I think this is the, yeah, this is the fission reactor, so it's a fusion reactor we want to make. So we can pump the DT fuel directly in and it will burn at a much higher rate, or we can just pump the tritium and the deuterium directly into it to power it, and it will mix it inside, and you can adjust the burn rate. So we don't actually need these guys here. So what we can do is say pick these guys up for the time being, considering we've got like 2200 buckets worth of DT fuel sort of set up. So what we can do is just throw this guy over here for a second and throw these ones back into here. That way we got clean access to both of these, and these are sort of being continuously produced. Like this one's producing more than we're ever going to need, and so is this one. Now the next sort of stage of it is create the fission reactor. So we need to do this setup. So we're going to need the fusion reactor. So we need a fusion reactor controller, 36 fusion reactor frames, 3 fusion reactor ports, and 25 reactor glass. I've got all of the auto crafting recipes sort of set up for them. This way, please. We go on over to here. Search for fusion reactor. So I've got all of these ready to be auto crafted. Let me click here. Yeah, so how many of each one was it that I was meant to be crafting? One fusion reactor controller. So one fusion reactor controller. Got everything that we need to be crafting it with. So I need to craft 8 of them, so that's fine. I don't know how long the crafts are going to be, because I know it's got to craft quite a few of the different components. What's the next thing while that's crafting? 36 fusion reactor frames. So we take use, so 36, we need 33 more of these guys. These use the polonium pellets as well, which is what we were saving for our our mech suit, but I've upped the burn rate of our fission reactor, so that way we're getting the polonium pellets a lot quicker than what we were getting them. Let's take the controller. Task complete. And then what is the next thing? 3 fusion reactor ports. Thank you. 3 of these guys. And then what's the last thing? 25 reactor glass. Okay. And reactor. Okay, I've already got 15. So what do I need? 10. And that's like Instacraft. Okay, so that is that section done. So we can sort of build this, I'm guessing. Want it around about here, don't we? So to build a fusion reactor, we need to follow a simple pattern. Each face will look like this. Okay, so it's just a diamond, like a 3x3. And then we want, I'm assuming 2 are for fuel ports, and 1 is for an energy output. Okay, so we want the fuel ports on that side. So first of all, let's get the base down. So it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Yeah, and then the inner parts are just the reactor glass. And then it is the same. Is it the same on all sides? Do I need like dummy blocks in order to actually place these? So if we go like so, and like so. No, not what I wanted to do. You go there. So I'm gonna want the 2 ports on this side, don't I? The fuel ports inputs. But if we just get the actual frame into place, and then we can work off of that. So that one's there. Do one of these, one of these, one of them, and then do the same for this side. Have we got night vision on our suit? No. For some reason we've not installed a night vision upgrade on this, but I have got night vision goggles somewhere. Just so we can see a little bit better. There we go. Much better. Throw one of these in. And something like that. And then a rinse and repeat for this side. Got them. You go there. You go there. And then you go there. Oh, we also need to do the... Wow, this is like just the perfect height for this actual reactor, isn't it? So we want one there. One here. We're gonna want to put this glass in first though, aren't we? Just so we don't sort of screw ourselves on block placements. Yeah, you don't go there. You are meant to go there. Okay, I think we're good on that. Can we get all of the network? Okay, so we want our 2 input ports on this side. Say we want... I know what we want on this side. This is probably going to be our energy output, so let's put 2 of these here and put our... Can this go on the side, or does it... Seriously, does it have to go on the top? It looks like it does actually have to go on the top, which is really freaking annoying. I'm going to see if it confirms the structure. I know that there's something else we need to be putting in here. Okay. So that's all the stuff that we need for this. But I'm fairly sure that we need to shoot like a laser beam into it. The laser focus matrix. To create a reaction for the reactor to turn on, we're going to need to inject it with a ton of power. I mean a ton of power. This requires you to set up several lasers. They all need to be powered, then shooting directly into the laser focus matrix. The laser focus matrix is placed in the center of one of the faces. Okay, yeah. So we need to make the laser focus matrix as well as the laser bits and pieces. Also don't know if I'm going to have to sort of rearrange the top section. So let's go with laser. Let's make one of you. Apparently two. One of you. We're missing the basic energy. So if we go, not you. Not you. You. Right. So, laser amplifier. Make one of you, and then we want 3 lasers. And 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Pew pew, craft the laser. Okay, so let's sort of see if we can't figure out how to set this up without watching a tutorial for it. So the laser focus goes here. I don't think we've set up the glass on the other side yet. God damn it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move this to the top, which is really freaking annoying. Because we should get some like red sparkles. Okay. So let's break you. And there we go. Awesome. So that is now formed, but it does mean I'm going to have to sort of do the access port from up here. There's our white concrete. We just cover that up there. We could probably do the same for the other side as well. That way we can access it from either side. Bring this. Oh, this is inside the like cannon thing. That's not too bad. We can easily go in and out of here. Well, I say easily, but now I'm having trouble getting out. So, we're going to need to shoot a laser beam into this thing. So we need the laser amplifier with, I'm fairly sure the red dot is meant to be facing the other way. So, let's try placing this one again. Break cube. That way. And then we're going to want the 3 lasers pointing in. That. And then do that. Break you. You. That. Yeah, that should be fine. 1 laser, 2 laser, and 3 laser. Okay, then we just need to power the actual lasers, which is fine. Where's our power cable? This is just like jumpstart the reaction, I do believe. So if we go 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Have I got 9? Perfect. Oh well, I actually have. What a happy accident. Do that. And then do that. This thing, we want it to be redstone detection inverted, pulse, ignored, normal. Okay. And we need this to fill all the way up to, I think it's like 400 million. And then we also need to pump in our fuels. So let's quickly grab some pressurized tubes. Say you come here, go like so, and then we want you come like so. Awesome. So heat, fuel, then the fusion reactor. We need to put in, what is it that we have to put in the middle? This thing, the fuel injector, the whole ram, which I did fill a couple of them. These guys, I filled 4 of them. Okay, so put you in there. Awesome. And then I do believe these are going to be like power outputs. I think, maybe. I have no idea. So fuel, ejection rate is on 2. Heat. I do hope that we're not meant to be calling this down in any way. Like, it's not said anything. I've not like missed anything here, have I? Okay, whole run filled with DT fuel, done. Tritium ready to be pumped into reactor, done. Laser amplifier with at least 400 million RF ready to shoot into the laser focus matrix. That's currently working on. Once you are ready, place the whole run into the fusion reactor controller, pump in the fuel, then activate your laser amplifier. If done right, you'll see the reactor activate. Okay, and then it is the endgame power source. The fusion reactor can produce up to 200 million RF per tick on its own, but first we need to understand some mechanics. The easiest way to produce power is by pumping in deuterium and tritium separately, then controlling how much fuel is burned using the injection rate in the fuel tab. This has to be an even number with a max of 98, as it combines the DT fuel inside of the reactor itself. The consumption of each fuel is equal to half the injection rate. Yeah, okay. However, you can directly inject DT fuel, but will not be able to control the injection rate. Okay, it does not say anything about worrying about heat. Also about how to take power out of the reactor. I'm hoping that these ports here can count as fusion reactor. Well, yeah, reactor ports. Like, I don't have to use my little gadget to make them power things, do I? Where is my gadget? There we go. So if I... okay. Output, input. Yeah, so if we go outputs on these, and then that way I think they can be our energy outputs. Laser, how are you getting on? You're at 50 million. We are generating like a fair bit. But I think these may actually be capped at how much they can pump into this thing. Does this hurt? Yep. Don't walk in the laser. Yeah, so I'm just going to be waiting around for this to reach 400 million. Once it reaches 400 million, then I'll probably bring you back. But there is something else I wanted to do. The spaceship network or power network, is that underneath? Did I set it up? Or is it set up at the back? Interesting. Because I need to sort of upgrade that for the time being. So this, yeah, the space plug is running off at these 6, but where is the main storage for it at the moment? I think it may actually be back at home base. Let's go home. I did have them set up here, right here. So that's our main sort of network. This is our space station network. which is fine. It's going to be hard to tell how much power this thing's generating without a sort of like buffer. But what I'm hoping to be able to, what I'm hoping to be able to do is get this activated and sort of pumping out power in a reasonable amount of time. That way we've got enough time to sort of jump into the Draconic Evolution to mess around with their giant big sort of power storage thing. And then after I've got this sort of generating power, I can get rid of a bunch of these like mini power setups that I've got dotted everywhere. Like there is a few of them that I'll probably still leave in place, like the ones that are powering this setup can be independent from one another. The ones powering our main ship computer, what is that running off of, like our main storage system? So I would much prefer that being on an enclosed system. So that is actually running off of the space-based power, which is the one at the back, which isn't great. I may move that one over here and have that just pump in directly into our storage system. That way we will never lose access if that reactor goes offline for any reason. Because losing access to this will hinder my ability to fix anything that sort of happens regarding our power setup. And I don't know how reliable these reactors are or how much fuel they're going to be chewing through. But yeah, this is now going back up. So this is storing like 6,000 buckets, just this pipe. And so it's this one, which is how comes it's depleted like a large chunk of this ultimate tank. But that is now filling back up, and this is now producing continuously. Have we got power? Yeah, we have got energy and power upgrades in this. And we've also got upgrades into this one. So we've got loads of the heavy water sort of coming in. When I say loads, it's actually burnt through all of the heavy water, so I could probably upgrade that setup. But yeah, this is now sitting at 100, so it shouldn't be too long. I'll bring you back once it's fully charged. Alright, so it has reached 406 million RF. We've got everything sort of situated and ready, haven't we? You are in there. You'll store fuel. I'm going to keep on low injection rate. I don't know what this heat thing's about, so we may end up having a meltdown. I did end up having a radiation leak over here, which is why you keep on seeing green particles. One is because this thing's fuel and it's got radioactivity to it, so this is giving off. But actually when I moved this setup, I had to sort of rewire it all, and when I broke one of the pipes it had a bunch of the nuclear waste material in, so this whole area became like just a nuclear waste zone, and I kept on dying until I got the radiation shielding upgrades on all my armor pieces, so that was fun. So let's see what happens here. I've linked up just a lever to a block underneath, hoping I can hear a wandering trader somewhere. We're in space, where the frick can he spawn? Okay, let's go. And we've got reaction. So this is going to burn through its entire power supply, making sure that this reaction maintains. It's used up that thing. Storing, producing 500,000, 570. So the heat, this is what I need to be careful of. So the case temperature is rising. Am I meant to be like taking an output of any type from here? So say if we put a armor pressurized tube here. Okay, that's not outputting anything. How about a fluid tube? Where's a fluid tube? Sort, ultimate, items, fluids. We put a fluid tube on here. And say, put both of these on pull. Okay, so this isn't actually pulling anything from it, which is fine. That's what I was hoping. 1 gigajoule. That looks like it's done. So we need to store 50 million in a battery of some kind. Yeah, don't walk through the laser. We can turn you off now. Reaction stabilized. I do need to be a little bit careful. Let's break you. Break you. And have a look. This temperature is still going up. I don't know what happens when this reaches max. So it's producing 900,000, but I'm worried that once this plasma sort of reaches max that it's going to melt down. Maybe if I have like a battery to pump the power in. If we go to you, go Mekanism, the power cell. So we've got the basic one, advanced, elite, and ultimate. Throw these guys into here, and type in ultimate. House cell. Craft. And take a minute to craft all of them freaking components that go into it. Okay, the one bad thing is that once I move it to my pocket, it is going to start charging. Yep. So let's do this. Right into my bag for a second. And then let's do this, put you here. And have we got any ultimate power cables, like universal cables? Logistical, pressure, mechanical, ultimate, pressurized, universal, capacity 8.19 megajoules. Sure, just craft like a bunch of them, please. Use that for transferring the power. Might as well stick to the same mod rather than using power cables. These ones, it's like 1 million transfer per tick. I think this is like 8.19 million. Do that. And bam. So 256 million joules. And it didn't even make a dent in it. It's gone back up to 1 gigajoule. So we're definitely producing way more energy than what we need. The only thing I need to be a little bit wary of is the heat, because I'm not too sure what happens when this reaches like critical temperatures. I'm a little bit confused as to what happens. But nevertheless, we've got that running. What I'm going to do is look up how to set up this sort of energy bank from the Draconic Evolution mod. Let this run for a little bit, see if anything bad happens from the temperature rising. Maybe look into what I'm meant to be doing about the temperature rising. Is there like coolant? Something I can cool the reactor casing with? Osmium, oxygen, pigment, cyan. So we have got coolant efficiency, sodium. Oh, okay, yeah, but that's for cooling the boiler. Not too sure. Maybe some heat sinks. Do you think that will do the trick? if we put a heatsink here? Is it going to take away from the temperature? It doesn't seem to be. Mainly because it's a different mod, so I don't even know if it works the same way. Like, I'm wondering if something comes into here. But it seems to be slowing down by the case temperature. Anyway, I'll have a look, and once I know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about, then I'll bring you back, because at the moment I'm sort of just fumbling at straws trying to guess what's going to happen when this thing reaches. Oh my god, stupid thing. Just trying to guess what's going to happen when this thing reaches like critical mass on temperature. But yeah, nevertheless, it's pretty cool. I will catch you back once I've learned a thing or two, I guess. Alright, so after some looking online and figuring out, just to make sure that I wasn't going to end up causing some sort of meltdown. The heat on this sort of, it peaks out at a certain point. It does rise more if you increase the fuel burn rate, or if you pump DT fuel directly in. And that's not really an issue. We're not going to like mess around with fuel rate just yet until we see how much we're generating. We can't really see how much we're generating until it actually tells us how much it should be generating, but I can't convert it into RF really. So producing just under 100,000 per tick, which is it 100,000 or a million? Would be a million. Yeah, just under a million RF per tick by the looks of it, I think. But again, I can't really tell because there's so many different power conversion things in this mod. It's ridiculous. Trying to keep track, all of them tend to usually mean the same thing, which is the same as like RF. It's just like joules, which is the J on this one. But yeah, it just gets really confusing when they mess around with the different units of power measurement. So what I want to do is create this multi-block structure from Draconic Evolution. Now we can't go up to tier 8. Tier 8 uses 378 awakened draconian blocks. I have not got even nearly that amount. We may be able to go up to tier 7 because I just done a massive harvesting run of draconium in the end. So we need to see if we can actually make up all of these. So we need all of the bits and pieces really. I've also set up a quantum entangler to start getting power. This is just like a power buffer. So that way we just link that up to an input to see if that transfers the power at a decent rate. So let's go over to here, and we want to go Draconic Evolution. So we want the energy core. We need one of these dudes. We need energy pylons. These are in and outputs. So we need them. What else do we need for this guy? Energy core stabilizers, advanced stabilizers, but I think each one uses a different amount. So this is the tier 7 one, which means we need 36 energy core stabilizers. 36 energy core stabilizers. Okay. Okay, so we've got 36 of these bad boys, and then what is it? Wow. Why? What? Okay, so tier 4 we need the draconian blocks. So this one we need 210. What is that split into stacks? It's like 3.5 stacks of blocks. 1, 2, 3. Let's just grab 4 in case. So 4 stacks of them. And more pylons optional. Redstone blocks. So for the tier that we're going for, we need 328, which is what? It's like 6 stacks, I do believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that going to complete any of the things? So we are missing more pylons is a quest section that we're missing. So we need to make a whole bunch more of these energy pylons. Conic. Energy pylons. We need another 6, I do believe, of these guys. NQ. There we go. So that signifies that we've got enough of these. How it's built, I'm not too sure. Is there like a guideline? So the energy core is one, if not the greatest energy bank in all time, and it starts with the core. This is the middle and heart of the energy core multi-block. Make sure it's a bit off the ground when you place it down. You can see its GUI with the build guide. Okay, tier down, tier up. Assemble core. The tiers determine how big and powerful the core is. The build guide shows you how to assemble this tier of core. If you have all the blocks necessary, you can press assemble core and it will automatically make it for us. That is bloody handy. The thing about it is that it's such a big sort of multi-structure. I was trying to think of somewhere that I could put it on or above my ship, but I think everywhere would look really out of place. Maybe like at the back or above this section, or I could put it like here and then take this section of roof out. I don't know what's underneath here though. That wouldn't be too bad actually, would it? We can have it like looking up at what this section is. Have like a glass ceiling thing and have the big energy orb. Yeah, that won't be too bad, and this area is like chunk loaded as well. So let's throw you into there. Grab you, and then we're going to want to build it up and off the ground. So if we say put the energy core there. Grab these guys. Okay, you. Say toggle build guide, energy core 1. 0 up. 6, 7. Advanced stabilizer core structure invalid. Stabilizer configuration invalid. So we need the higher tier energy core stabilizers. Is that correct? Toggle build guide. Okay, so I could probably bring that down by a block or 2. But then if I do want to upgrade it, the Awakened Draconium would go around this layer. But, why do I need the advanced? Does it say advanced? It just says energy core stabilizers, doesn't it? Yeah. So maybe it needs advanced energy core stabilizers. Okay, if we make 36 of the advanced ones. Energy core, particle. How do we make the advanced ones? Have I not got a recipe for it? I don't think I do. So, let's go with advanced. It's not even here. Great, awesome. Core. Energy core stabilizers. Fusion. There is no advanced one. It's not fusion crafting, is it? Please don't tell me it is. Nope. Nope. I'm not seeing. That is a reactor stabilizer. And I'm not seeing. And I'm fairly sure I've now gone through. the entire list of the fusion crafting. Why? This is going to bug me. So it says I've done the advanced stabilizers, which is just the energy core stabilizers. So is it that I'm missing energy core stabilizers? Why is it saying that I'm missing stuff? So cool. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Placing all of the blocks. Okay. So I've still got these core stabilizers. Not too sure where they go. So that's the core. It looks like they go on the ends. God, I wish they gave me more information. Energy pylons. Have I still got them? See, I've still got them as well. So if we go, like, it looks like it should be rings like that, but whether or not it is, I have absolutely no idea. Okay, it's like 3x3 rings. So weird. I also don't know how to activate it to actually start it up. Do I need this on like all the faces of these guys? 3, 4. I don't need one on like the bottom side, do I? Okay, so it looks like... Okay, so it does look like it's on 4 sides, but it's on alternating, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so I think it's the sides and then tops and bottoms. Crap. So let's break these guys. And do the same for this side. And then we can do them on the top and bottom to see if that has any effect. There's one ring there, and then one ring underneath here. That looks like it should be a thing. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look to see how it is. What is energy, or as we all know, AP? Operation potential is the energy source of draconic evolution. The main way, not the only way of moving AP, is with IO relay crystals. Okay, I'm not overly worried about transferring energy. So I want to know how to activate this stupid core. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I just went to right click this pylon, and there's now an option for activate. Okay, so capacity 2.14 tera, which is a lot. How do we... I'm assuming it's like the pylons. Energy pylon. So can we just like pump energy in and out from these? We do that. Do these have an interface? No. It says so. And if we were to say put our quantum entangler on here and go set it to main power, storing input, okay. Side config, energy, output. Do apologise for that. Yeah, I still don't know how I'm meant to get power in and out. Like, it looks like this should be doing something. Dissipated. So energy storing 0, input 0. And this is not going up in any way. Well, at least we've activated it, and it looks freaking cool. Yeah, I do like that. I do need to figure out how to input and output from this, what is it called? The energy core. And once I figure it out, I'll bring you back. Alright, so whether or not this works or not is anyone's guess. Going by a video, but the video that I watched is very, very out of date. So whether or not it's still the case or not, so there we go. So we can turn all of these on. What it doesn't say anywhere in the guidebook is that we need to place glass on it. Either that or I've completely missed out on that section. But we can use one for, I'm going to have one on each side for pylons on each side, doing the exact same thing, but one side's going to be extracting, one side's going to be inputting. So if we do that, and we can go, how do we tell if you are extracting or extracting? Okay, which way are the particles going? It looks like they're coming from. God, I wish there was an indicator. There probably is, but I'm probably being too stupid. Okay, then if we throw our quantum entangler in the middle here and go main power, it's fine, and then go side config, output on energy, output, 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 output. Is that now doing anything? No, because I still can't figure it out. We do this. How about now? Is it because I've not set it? Why is it not? Okay, choice, public, frequency, main power. So it is on the correct one, but it doesn't look like it's actually having an input, so maybe that's a faux pas on the other end of the stick for me. Oh, come on, guy, really? Okay. We want to go and check out this guy here. Side config. Okay, yep. Output. There we go. So this is now receiving power. And okay. Let's see if you are transferring it. So yeah, if we now do this, make sure that they are all transferring. Is that? Whoa. Oh, what am I meant to be doing? Is there a way to link these? I have no idea. Oh my god. Okay, so we now have definitely got power in this thing. Whether or not we can figure out how to transfer power, it's going to be another question. Let me try to figure it out. Okay, I really need to learn to start watching these videos all the way through. Okay, so the arrows pointing out means that you're taking energy from the core. That means that you're putting energy in. So that is what we want. But whether or not, it does not seem to be wanting to play well with the quantum entangler, like directly from it. So what we're going to want to do is probably pick you up and then put you, say, 1 block further down. Can we just get rid of this network? Say if we put you just here, make sure that our side config output on all of the fronts, and then have our power cable. So we've got that just here. So that is now definitely connected. But why is it not charging you? Yeah, like it's not even pulling the power. There we go. Thank God for that. So this is now charging at 102,000 per tick, which is decent. And I don't know if that's because that's bottlenecking from this, or the actual generator. But at least we now know how to put power in to our giant big power orb type deal. This one is going to be for taking power out, but what we're going to want to do is link this up with our flux network and have this be like just a big massive battery buffer for our flux network, rather than us using this as our core sort of power source. But it does look freaking cool. Let's quickly go check on our generator. See what's going on over here. Internal fine. Okay, soaring. Fuel, it's fine. Heat, it's fine. So it's the fuel internal storage is still maxed out, so it's not pulling power quick enough, which is bizarre. Is it because this is capped at like 102? Soaring. Yeah, I think it can only transmit 102, so I think we're being capped at what the quantum entangler can do. I wonder if we can go, say, use flux point and a flux plug. Have we got enough flux dust to make another system? Because you can do a bypass on the flux network stuff. At flux network, we go gargantuan flux storage. Have we got enough? We need to do a recipe for freaking enderize. How we don't have a recipe for that, I do not know. That now we do. So it's going to do its crafting thing. Going to need to make one of these and then also one of the controllers. And we can have that as like our main sort of ship in and out point. Thank you. And controller. Thank you. So this guy can go, where do we probably want this? Probably put it in one of these little rooms here. we go and put you, say there, put you there, and then we want to go create a new network. This one can be, let's go with green. Name, Joy's main power. Create. Awesome. That's that one. Then we're going to want to go and put a plug on the output of our generator. These. Main power. Transfer. Another 0. Bypass limit. And control power. Oh, okay. That's fine. So that is receiving 720,000 RF per tick, which is awesome. Which means, yeah, if we use that instead of the quantum entanglers, because they are clearly not doing me any good, only because I can't frickin' figure them out. Well, I can figure them out. There's got to be a way of bypassing like the limit on them. Do that, do that. Then we're going to want the flux point to this. Main power. That. I want to go transfer. Bypass limit. There we go. So it is storing 296,000 per tick on this side. Fantastic. And then what we can do is then have another plug on this side. We can have this be main power. So that way our main buffer for our main power network should always be full. It won't be completely drained from this thing. Is that correct? No, it has been drained. Why are you not staying full? Did I not change the bypass limit factor on that one? Okay. That bypass limit. So the change is plus 400,000 per tick. And that should now... Seriously? Maybe I need just like... Okay, you know what I can do? I'm making this like really overly, ridiculously complicated for myself. What I can do is create another network. Let's just do pink. Main power in out. IO. Create. That can be there. We won't even have that be like on a main system. And then this one is plug. That's fine. Point. This can be this one. There we go. So this is on like a sub network rather than being on a buffer system. And then this one should now only be receiving power as and when it needs. It's now got a decent buffer. This is now receiving just shy of 400,000 per tick. And it should mean that our green tank down here for our main energy is now fine. and this will get up to 400,000 per tick input, a drawing from our main battery bank up there, which is charging. Okay, so I'm going to need some light blue stained glass and maybe some of these grey glazed terracotta. So light blue stained glass, is that right? It's light blue stained glass. So do one of these. Awesome. And then maybe the, what is it, grey glazed terracotta. Let me throw all of this other random crap away. Grey glazed. These guys. Then we can swap out you for you. And just frame it off like that. Just make it look a little... Oh, I forgot one freaking bit. Light blue. Light blue. Do one of them. There we go. So we shouldn't be losing oxygen constantly here now. Although I would like to... Is there a way that we can get like a handheld thing to see what our power situation is? Entity detector. No. Celestial manipulator. No idea what that does. Mob grinder. Generator. I wonder if I'm able to get the power module of this guy. Energy screen shift. Module for a screen that allows you to display the energy status of a block. Okay, so if we say right click, energy module is cleared. Can we right click on this? I don't want to clear it. How do I sneak right click on a machine to set the target for this energy module? Okay, sneak right click. It's just saying energy module is cleared. It's not what I want. Would really like to be able to sort of set this to monitor. I wonder if there's a way of doing it. Let me have a quick search around online to see if there's a way of getting the energy module to work for the Draconic Evolution multi-block structure. Core stabilizer? Nope. I'm fairly sure I could do that. Yeah, so I could do it to the energy pylons. Let me have a tinker around and see if I can't figure out a way of keeping an eye on the actual status of it. Yep, that's what I thought. It would be invalid. Okay, catch you back in a sec. Alright guys, so I figured it out, and short answer is it can't be done at the moment with Draconic Evolution. I followed like there's around about 20 or 30 odd different tutorials out there that try to walk you through how to use the RF tools energy screen modules to work with Draconic Evolution, but it was like 5-year and 10-year-old videos that are based on very outdated versions of each of the mods, and each time like I followed instructions to the way that they want it done, and still every single time it's just giving me the invalid reading. So if we clear this, what they want you to do is actually right click on the energy pylon block, and it does actually register that it's that block, which is fine, that's not an issue. But the issue comes from where the screen isn't being able to read the data that's being held on it. So if we put it back into here, it will just come up saying invalid. Whilst with other different mod blocks, like you can go onto this energy plug, and it will actually do a reading of the power being stored in that block. You can also do like the power in and out from that block. So at the moment we got it storing, I've moved around like a whole bunch of our different power systems and subsystems. So we've got everything now running off of our green, which is our main power source, and I've got rid of the lava setup at the back here, and that is now moved underneath our main control area. So if we go over to here, so that is now over here, and this is now linked up to this battery, which is linked to that monitor, and then that is what's keeping this main storage system alive. And provided that it doesn't go over, was it 120 RF per tick? 120,000 RF per tick. At the moment it's only going through, usage is about 2,000 RF per tick, and this is like powering a lot of stuff. Like 4 quantum rings and thousands of cable, 50 export buses, 32 ME extended pattern providers, 32 molecular assemblers, 36 16K crafting storage. So it is powering quite a lot of stuff, but it's just not using that much power, obviously. But we have got a monitor here that's actually keeping a check on our battery level for our main storage system, and then I'll figure out what else I want to keep sort of notice on this board, like maybe keeping track of more mob drops, like the amount of Nether Stars, because I did figure out I've upped our Nether Star production. So I don't know if I showed you this or not already at the beginning of this episode. This episode's taken so long to freaking record, but I did whack in 4 more of the loot fabricators, as well as a whole bunch more of the Wither data models as well. They're all self-aware, they're all doing their thing. Let's make sure that none of them are blocked up. Okay, we are all good. Like, this one will stay permanently filled with the ones, so every now and again if I need an updraft, I'll just like make them go through them very quickly to get the Nether Stars producing. So we've got 57,000. The reason that we're going to need so many of them is if we go to our quest book, it is the what is it, the star, the ATM star, and it's this 15 times Nether Stars. So it's total blocks, which is 729 blocks. Yeah, so it's 3 times compressed. That goes into, yep, so 3 times compressed, so 729 blocks in each one of these, and there's 27, I do believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so 15 times 7, 29. 29. And then times that by 9. It's like 98,500 Nether Stars we're going to need to craft 1 Aldemodium star. Fun. So I completely ramped up the production of them, and at the moment we're sitting at 57,100. But on the bright side, after today's episode, we have finally got a completely stable source of energy, and it's pretty much an infinite because it's not ticking down our fuel in any way. So I'm not too sure what we're going to need energy for of this quantity, but it's not a bad thing having energy being produced at this sort of amount. Like, it's sort of leveled off, and we can now see that it is producing 399,000 per tick, and we can up that by increasing the fuel burnage rate. This is only at 2, it can go up to 98. So if we wanted to ramp up our energy production like massively, we can just upgrade our fuel production quite easily, because we're not using any materials in order to generate this fuel, which means it's completely renewable. We're basically generating it from water, is what we're generating our power from, because we got water turning into brine, brine turning into liquid lithium, liquid lithium turning into the tritium, which is coming in through here, and then we've got water being turned into heavy water being separated into deuterium, which is the second source of fuel, and they're being combined for DT fuel within the actual generator itself. So we are pretty much just generating power from water, which is insane compared to the route that I was going with the uranium and massively upscaling the production of uranium. But on the bright side, what it does mean, what I'm going to do in between this episode and next one, I'm going to tinker around with the bees a little bit more in order to get some of the more tedious to gather resources. So we may want to get like some Aldemodium bees. Where am I typing? I don't want to be typing there. Let's go Aldemodium bee. So we need to sort of breed a wither bee and an ancient bee. An ancient bee is a diamond bee being fed a block of netherite, which is easy enough. We could probably want a hive of these ancient bees. If this, yeah, that goes to netherite scrap, and we could use a way of like renewable netherite, because the plants that we've got, they are stupidly slow, like ridiculously slow at producing netherite. Mainly because I've only got one of them. If I wanted to produce netherite a high thing, I could do what I've done with the whatchamacallit, the uranium, where I've just set up an entire ring of these hopper botany pots, and I've just got them churning out the uranium. So we are getting uranium out the air at the moment. So we've got 41,000 of the essence, and then we've still got like 6,000 raw uranium, and it's crafting uranium ingots as and when we need them. So to get that, we just do a circle and you get 2 per 8. So yeah, we can just get tons upon tons of uranium as and when we need them. But we don't need it. And as for the other ones, like we've got this one which is Aldemodium seed. It grows very slowly, it produces very little, and with the essence itself, we go to Aldemodium. So we have got like 6,200 odd Aldemodiums, like, is it a full? Okay, so do that, so it's 8 per nugget. So we can tear through quite a lot. That's like gone through nearly 2,000 of the essence, like half the essence, and it's not even enough like a stack of ingots, which is how ridiculously slow the plants are. But if we get an Aldemodium bee, the comb has a 10% chance to produce 1 or 2 Aldemodium nuggets, which is more considering that we can ramp up the production of the bees within the hive by using upgrades in the hive. We can't upgrade the plants other than increasing the volume that we're doing, or by having them planted out in the real world and using tick accelerating methods, which we can do, but again, when you start doing that, it starts getting really freaking laggy whenever you go to that area that you're doing it in. Mainly just frame rate drop and then TPS drop for the actual world itself. So it's sort of a knock-on negative effect. But yeah, I'll tinker around with the bees, see if I can't get an Aldemodium, Unobtainium, and Vibranium bees, as well as a Netherite bee, and set them hives up the end as well, just to see if we can sort of get that being produced on the back burner whilst we're doing other bits and pieces. Next episode, what should we work on? I'm considering working on magic. Another magic mod. We really need to either get into Greg Tech, which I really don't want to because it seems really freaking complicated. Like, we've got enough materials to jump straight into it, and we can sort of blitz through all of these different ages and get up to maybe like the extreme voltage age. But literally, it's going to be me learning everything from scratch and me following the guide, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing with Greg Tech. So I may do that, or I may do Blood Magic or Ars Nouveau. Ars Nouveau, just because it can be an extremely powerful one, especially for mob drop farming. as well as utility wise for different farms for accelerating certain things, which is a good thing. But yeah, other than that, what I may also do is we may jump into blue skies, because we've not gone into these dimensions, and we may just blitz through these dimensions because I want access to the blue skies area, because it's the only dimension, the Everbright, that is permanently daylight. And there's a lot of things that obviously will only run during daylight, so having automation set up in an area on that dimension would be a sort of positive step forward when it comes to automating stuff that's reliant on daylight. But nevertheless, that's probably going to do it for today's episode. Hopefully I've not rambled on too much, and hopefully you've not pulled your hair out watching me trying to figure out these freaking fusion reactor and the draconic power core thing. If you do know a way of remotely monitoring the power core from Draconic Evolution, please do let me know, because I would love to have like a display or just somewhere that I can sort of keep tabs on how full or how empty it's getting. I can always see if it's draining, positive or negative, by checking the flux network that it's connected to, but I don't want to be reliant on that to check the storage amount of that actual thing. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.